Caution is the word today. Let us examine exactly what is driving the retreat. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. Here is your India market briefing for August 12th. We cover the Nifty 50, Sensex, Bank Nifty, and the stocks dominating headlines today. Let us start with a snapshot of the Indian equity markets today. Starting with the Nifty 50, India's benchmark large-cap index. Nifty 50 is broadly flat at 24,436 Indian rupees, awaiting a fresh catalyst. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Micron technology stock is cheaper than the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. Here's why I'm still not buying it. The motley fool. With Nifty 50 moving sideways today, the market is effectively waiting for a fresh catalyst. The $25,047 level above and $23,825 below are the levels to monitor for the next directional signal. The Sensex, tracking India's 30 largest blue-chip companies. Sensex slipped -0.34% to 77,890 Indian rupees. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Micron technology stock is cheaper than the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. Here's why I'm still not buying it. The motley fool. The Bank Nifty, India's banking sector barometer, is closely watched by traders as a leading indicator for the broader market. Bank Nifty is trading higher by +0.77%, at 57,886 Indian rupees. Investor sentiment is being shaped by India's RBI signals rate pause as inflation stays contained, briefs finance. With Bank Nifty moving sideways today, the market is effectively waiting for a fresh catalyst. The $59,333 level above and $56,439 below are the levels to monitor for the next directional signal. Now let us look at the stocks making headlines in India today. TCS plunged -4.36% to 2,339 Indian rupees in a significant session. Equity markets are responding to reports that India's TCS tops revenue estimates on weak rupee, banking boost. The 26 to 28% EBIT margin band has been consistently delivered. The market wants to see whether AI-driven productivity allows margin expansion beyond the upper end of that range. Attrition stabilization is a positive signal on demand confidence. AI services deal conversions are the emerging growth driver. Tata Motors is down -1.61%, trading at 342 Indian rupees. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P 500 weekly preview, inflation data, more tech earnings due investing.com. India passenger vehicle market share and EV penetration, particularly Nexon EV, is the domestic growth story. JLR's transition to full BEV by 2030 requires significant capital but positions the brand well. Any update on the next-generation JLR platform timeline would be a catalyst. Now let us look at the macro backdrop for Indian markets. The rupee is strengthening against the dollar, trading at 95.32. A softer rupee compresses margins for import-heavy sectors like oil, consumer goods, and airlines, while IT exporters like TCS and Infosys benefit. Equity markets are responding to reports that Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P 500 weekly preview, inflation data, more tech earnings due investing.com. Foreign institutional investor flows are the near-term swing factor. Any risk-off in global markets tends to amplify selling pressure on Indian indices given the high FII ownership in Nifty 50 constituents. The biggest mover in India today is TCS. TCS made a dramatic move today, plunged -4.36% to 2,339 Indian rupees. Equity markets are responding to reports that India's TCS tops revenue estimates on weak rupee, banking boost. North American BFSI IT spending is at an inflection point. Any signal of budget revival from US banks and insurance firms would drive a TCS earnings upgrade cycle. The AI Copilot and automation deal pipeline is the differentiation story for the current cycle. Here is your market watch list heading into the next session. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. Independent market coverage, no subscription fees, no paywalls. If this analysis saved you time and helped you think more clearly about the market, please like the video. It costs you nothing and it directly funds more content like this. Subscribe for daily coverage across indices, stocks, commodities, forex, and crypto. Tell us in the comments, what are you watching most closely right now? That wraps up today's coverage from MTRS_Market Pulse. This content is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research. Stay disciplined, and we will see you tomorrow. That is your India market briefing from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe for daily coverage of Indian and global markets.